Hey everybody, welcome back to Labs Comic Fan. I'm Steve, and today we are talking Silver Surfer Rebirth number 2! Alright, so remember guys, we still have the Dark Knight Returns box set giveaway and prize package. You will receive this awesome Dark Knight Returns box set with the mask and the graphic novel, plus Batman's 100 Greatest Moments hardbound edition and Detective Comics 1000. Plus, I'm going to throw something else in, not this Friday, but a week from Friday, I believe. I can't remember the date, but I'll announce it on the live stream Saturday, what the date is you want to tune in. And how you enter is you go to the Pop Culture Project and you go to our playlists, Labs Comic Fan. There's 3 videos you can comment on. You can either comment on either of the Court of Owls videos, that's a 2-part video, or you can comment on Batman number 1, the Joker video. So there's that. So anyway, Silver Surfer Rebirth number 2. Where we left off was reality is breaking all around Silver Surfer. He went to go help Genus Vell in the beginning, Legacy, and all of a sudden he got transported, or reality broke, or I don't know what the hell's going on, but all of a sudden he's with the original Captain Marvel, and then they're on a planet where the Skrulls are invading and they're fighting them off, and then right in front of Silver Surfer, Captain Marvel is murdered by Thanos, and that was the big reveal at the end. Thanos needs Silver Surfer's help. So let's get right into this issue, guys. This is a crazy one, let me tell you. So after seeing his friend Captain Marvel being murdered in front of him and wondering how they're even in this reality, how he's even alive, standing in front of Silver Surfer is one of his greatest enemies, Thanos. Surfer is super pissed and demands to know what Thanos has done and why he murdered Captain Marvel. The Mad Titan says, "I have need of you," and that Marvel was dead already. Surfer is super pissed, goes in for an attack, and Thanos is like, "So be it." So yeah, Silver Surfer is completely confused. He's already like, what the hell's going on? Now Captain Marvel is here. I was just with his son, and Captain Marvel's supposed to be dead, and now we're fighting Skrulls, and then Thanos kills him, and I'm wondering why, and where are we? How did you do this? Are you the one that brought us here? And he doesn't want to hear any of it with, "I need your help," from Thanos, so he just goes in and attacks him, and Thanos is like, "So be it." And I think it's really cool because this had to have either Thanos, Galactus, or maybe Adam Warlock or something like that. If it was Adam Warlock, he wouldn't have come and attacked him. So I think it plays good for the fight scenes and him being enraged, because that's one of the people that he hates a lot, is Thanos, especially from the events from Infinity Gauntlet. So they're playing on a lot of different stories that we already know of. And what is actually happening? Does Thanos know what's happening? Is he a part of it? Or is he caught in it also? As they're fighting, Thanos is trying to tell the Surfer that he needs his aid, but Surfer's not buying it, and we get great dialogue from Thanos. When Thanos is written really well, he is awesome. I equate it to like Magneto or Doctor Doom, being written by someone who knows how they speak and how to make them intimidating. It can really impact a story and make it seem bigger and have more stakes. Thanos slams the Surfer to the ground and asks, "What is all of this?" Reality breaks just like before, shattering in front of them both. Thanos tells him, "You will understand soon enough." Surfer lands in Thanos' farm, where he retired to after using the Infinity Gauntlet to wipe out half of the universe's sentient life in a bid to win the love of Mistress Death. Surfer demands to know why he was brought here and how Captain Marvel was alive just for Thanos to kill him as if he was insignificant. Thanos says Marvel is long dead and remains so. You don't just come back from cancer. Surfer isn't following, and Thanos asks him if all this troubles him. Does he perhaps question reality? So yeah, they're fighting, and Thanos is basically telling him, like, "Look, I'm not trying to fight you. I need your help." But what's really cool is this is written by Ron Mars, and Ron Lim does the pencils. excellently, by the way. And people who write Thanos really well, like I said in the voiceover, it reminds me of like how Hickman wrote Magneto and Doctor Doom, where you have these massive villains, and if they're written correctly, it adds so much more to the story. It feels like the stakes are bigger. And because if he's just written stupidly, then you're just like, oh, who cares? But it seems that something big here is going on. So yeah, they're fighting, and Silver Surfer's questioning him, and Thanos just slams him down to the ground. He's like, you'll understand soon enough. Reality breaks, and Surfer lands at Thanos' farm, where he retired to after the events of Infinity Gauntlet. And he's asking him all these questions. He was like, tell me why you brought me here. You killed Mar-Vell. And he's like, look, man, Mar-Vell was dead and gone. You know, you don't escape cancer. Pretty much it's a terrible mistress, or whatever he says. And it's very interesting because he gives you a setup right here. So we find out that it's not just like time jumps. It's not something. He says, Thanos tells him, he's like, do you perhaps question reality? So something is going on here to where reality is being screwed with. And I had my theories about this. I thought it was a reality break, but I didn't know the continuity because I hadn't read in so long, so I didn't know if they still had the Infinity Watch and things like that, and there's some allusion to it in the next pages.
Thanos explains the aftermath of the Infinity Gauntlet saga and how he was entrusted with the most powerful of all the gems by Adam Warlock, the Reality Gem. He kept it on this remote place very safe. Who would dare risk stealing from Thanos of Titan? And yet, now it is gone. It's funny too because Ron Mars writes about one of Thanos' biggest problems of being the downfall of his own demise, but not here, so that's why he took out the Surfer to help him find the Reality Gem. But Surfer's like, why didn't you go to Adam Warlock and his Infinity Watch, since that's one of the reasons it was created? Thanos has history with Warlock, and he doesn't trust him. Plus, he hasn't forgotten how Warlock was responsible for his first death. But he does think the Surfer is a reliable ally because he's not motivated by self-interest, and he harbors guilt for all he did for Galactus. Surfer agrees, but feels he has no choice.
So we find out that somebody has stolen the Reality Gem from Thanos. And that's kind of what I was getting at before. I didn't know if Thanos still had the Reality Gem, or if this isn't actually taking place, what would be continuity right now. This might be a story that was taking place like only a couple years after the Infinity Gauntlet saga and the Infinity Watch. So Surfer's like, well, why don't you just ask like Adam Warlock or something? Thanos like, no, I don't trust him. Plus, I remember the first time he killed me, and you don't have selfish motivations. You're doing all these things to be repentant for what you did with Galactus. So I know you're not self-motivated. With the Infinity Watch, after the events of the Infinity Gauntlet, Adam Warlock took the Infinity Gems and gave them out to certain people and to protect them so they couldn't be put together again and used against everybody, blah, blah, blah. So I think it's a really cool concept here, and it does give Surfer a reason to want to help, because even though Thanos with an Infinity Gem is a powerful enemy, obviously he had been just doing his thing because there hasn't been much problems up to that point. And he basically agrees because he has no choice. So they're playing fast and loose there with the gem, because it's like, who would steal from Thanos? You're basically, you know he's coming for you. You know he's going to come for you, so you're basically waging a war that, are you 100% sure that you can do this, that you can win? So you got to either have balls, or you got to be working for somebody that scares you more than Thanos. So Surfer and Thanos are standing in his garden, and he starts to explain, he's like, the person who has the gem must not be good at using it, because the cracks in reality only happen for a little bit, and then you end up back into your more familiar reality. And he brings up Mar-Vell, that's why he was alive there, but he killed him because he's not really alive, and that reality faded just as soon as they left also, so it wouldn't have mattered anyway. And the other reason why Thanos wants Silver Surfer besides selfless motivation is he figures his power cosmic, and cosmic awareness would help them track the gem.
Surfer explains that when the gem is used, it leaves traces his cosmic awareness can be attuned to, giving a subtle path to follow. And as they're flying through space, a surge of power is used, but this time it's different. It's not random. Thanos surmises that their enemy is aware of them, and reality starts to break all around them. But it's not the same as before. It looks painful. Thanos lands and asks Surfer if he is okay. Sitting atop some demon-looking dinosaur, weapon drawn, isn't the Surfer, but Nebula, daughter of Thanos. And she asks her father, "Are you not pleased to see me?" Surfer awakens and Thanos is nowhere to be seen, and he hears an all-too-familiar voice. The voice of Galactus telling him to get it together, and he is in need of more planets to eat because his hunger can only be sated for the moment. So yeah, this does not look good for our team right now, especially for Surfer, since that's like what he's been trying to atone for so long, is the things he did for Galactus, and I'm sure waking up to Galactus after reality has been taking him on this crazy journey, he's probably like, oh my god, I do not want to be here.
So this part was crazy. So they're traveling, Thanos on his throne and Surfer on his board, and they're tracking the energy gem traces, and all of a sudden there's a big one, and they're like, okay, we can go follow this. Ooh, wait, this feels a little bit different, and they even show it differently in the art. And then all of a sudden it starts cracking and different, and it looks like it's hurting them. Thanos like, this isn't random. They're definitely trying to do something here. So when Thanos awakens, he calls out for Surfer, but Surfer's not there. And he looks up and he's standing in front of Nebula, who's riding on this insane-looking dinosaur thing with a gun drawn to him. And then Silver Surfer wakes up and he's probably so pissed and so like, oh my god, because the one thing he does not want to be around, Galactus, and he's in a time where he was still his herald, so he's been doing all this, but he's like, oh my god, no. And I'm wondering if this is going to be a short stay, but since they said it felt different, how are they going to have to get back to each other? They might not even be in the same realities, depending on if the person who sent them there is able to separate them. Maybe they are in the same reality, just separated physically, unless they're both separated in time and physically. So we'll have to find that out. That's going to be interesting.
We're in some sort of hideout, and a figure approaches as a voice from someone we don't see is talking about not fully mastering the reality gem, but they will in time. They thank the approaching figure for stealing the gem for them, but they have another task, because they know the Surfer and Thanos are coming for the gem, and most likely this person is going to have to fight both of them at some point. And the voice wants to know if they're up for the challenge. We get an answer, Jack of Hearts, saying he will obey anything his master asks. So I did not expect this to be Jack of Hearts. He's not a character that you see a lot, and who's the master? Those are all things that obviously they're going to have to answer. This is only a 5-book series, but it definitely leaves you thinking if they're pulling out Jack of Hearts for this. It's getting good, man. So we'll have to wait for issue number 3 to see what happens next.
This was weird to me, and it didn't have as big an impact on me as maybe, say, other people who may have read more of this character. So we see a shadowy figure coming, towards us, and someone saying, thank you for stealing the gem, but I have another deed for you. And they also mentioned that they are trying to master the gem and they haven't fully. And they have another deed for them, which is you're probably going to have to fight Silver Surfer and Thanos. Are you up for it? And then we get the reveal of the person who stole the gem, and it's Jack of Hearts. So, Jack of Hearts is not, to my knowledge, isn't used a lot, but he does have a lot of different powers. And I'll put some stuff in from a wiki page so you could see some of his powers. This is interesting because he could potentially match up against one, but I just don't see it the way they've written him unless they're doing a new thing. From what I remember, like, he fought a lot against Iron Man. I could be wrong with this, and sometimes the Avengers. So I don't know. I don't know what I think. I was more wondering who the person was that hired Jack of Hearts, because we don't see them. So this is only 5 issues. They have 3 issues left. So they've told a lot of story in those 2 issues. And I want to know, what did you guys think? And who do you think is the person who hired Jack of Hearts to steal the reality gem from Thanos? Who has the balls to mess with Thanos? So, yeah. That's pretty messed up. So the next time you see me, I will be on the live stream with John. He has watched Batman v Superman, Wonder Woman, and he is in the midst of watching Zack Snyder's Justice League. I have not had him watch the Justice League, the Joss Whedon cut, because we're going to watch that together, and I want him to see how different it is. I didn't want him to see the shitty one first. I wanted him to see the good one first, and then he can see what they cut that into. So we will be here on Saturday, the 19th, talking a bunch of DC stuff. And if you can come, it'll be around 8:30 p.m. Eastern United States time. If you guys can come into the chat, it would be great, because we're going to be doing a couple things, asking you guys, like, would you rather us do this or this? I'm thinking of either we're going to do a full MCU rewatch, or we're going to do the DCAU. Or we might do one DCAU movie and one MCU movie per week and talk about them. And also, I got a bunch of cool stuff to show you guys. I bought some more toys, some more stuff, and we're going to premiere something. Hopefully, I hope it gets done. It's going to be really short, but I have been working on this script I've been telling you guys about for a long time. And I really want this to work, guys, because if so, it could be funny. It could be really funny. But anyway, I hope you guys liked Silver Surfer Rebirth. I'm going to continue to do this series as the books come out. And yeah, next review will be Power Rangers number 3. But then after that, I'm probably going to delve into some of the comics that I've had for a long time. We're going to be doing a new show sometime soon. It's going to be Couch Comics. It's almost going to be like if you ever watched the channel Comic Pop, the back issues. It's going to be me explaining comics to John and my wife Amanda, but it's going to be a random comic that they've never heard of or read, and it's probably going to be like a bad comic, and we're going to critique it and have fun. So yeah, I hope you guys have a good night. Peace.